Well, we welcome you back here to Paul McGinley Field as the number 12 Trinity Tigers are in action once again today, facing off against the Concordia University Tornadoes for the first time in program history. It'll be Coach McGinley facing off against Coach Nick Mims in his 5th season for Concordia University. And we'll get to his starting 11 as you see Captain Zach Kuzak break huddle with the referees and Trinity captain Jacob Galan. In goal for the Tornadoes, Joshua Redding, the 6'3" sophomore out of Waxahachie, Texas. We just saw team captain number 3, Zach Kuzak. He'll be in the back line today. Number 6, Carlos Huato. Number 7, Theo Givens. He'll be a familiar face for Trinity fans. He played last season at Southwestern in the SCAC. Number 9, Marco Vasquez. 12, Bernabe Torres. 14, Yael Sanchez. 17, Melvin Molina. 25, Juan Gonzalez. 28, Richard Aguirre. And 38, Antonio Rios, the first year out of Houston, Texas. For Coach Paul McGinley, he makes 2 changes from Friday's winning side as Austin Willman keeps his position in goal in lieu of the injured Juan Carlos Fidalis. Same back 4 of Jesus Velos, John Connor Rule, Brady Johnston, and Jacob Galan. A midfield 3 sees 1 change as Tom Whitwell comes back into the side for Peter Blanc, who starts today's game from the bench for the first time this season. He's alongside Michael Pham and Joe Curry, and a front 3 of Phil Dueñas, Michael Meese, and Fraser Burns as Hunter Kane drops out of the side, at least from the start. He's done his damage off the bench this season. He'll look to do the same again today. Trinity holding a number 12 ranking in the national standings, and they come into this game with an undefeated 5-0 record to protect. The Tornadoes come into this one 2-2-1 as they've dropped 2 games against SCAC opponents, St. Thomas, and most recently, Southwestern in a heartbreaking overtime loss on Friday, 1-0. Two teams take the field. It'll be Concordia in the white and gray uniforms with purple trim, moving from left to right here in the first half. Trinity in their home maroon uniform with white numbers, moving from right to left. Austin Woolman looking for a second straight clean sheet in his second collegiate start for the Tigers. He was called upon a few times and was able to make the saves on Friday to prop up the Tiger back line. Tiger offense going on to score 3 in the victory over the University of Mary Hardin Baylor. It's another ASC opponent today, and Concordia, who have twice reached the ASC final over the last 2 years. Looking to do one better this season. Coach Nim's 5th season, and cap it off with an ASC title for the first time in program history. Two teams break huddle, and we are set to get underway here. Just past 6 o'clock local time in San Antonio. A nice warm afternoon transitioning into the evening as the game wears on. That's Trinity striker Michael Meese currently tying his shoe, getting ready to get underway. Looks like he's got to tie both laces. He's picked an inopportune time as everybody waits around for the man with 5 goals on the year to lace up his boots. Maybe a triple knot, quadruple knot for Meese, in addition to the tape around the right foot. In any case, he's ready to go. And the official gets us underway with his whistle. Drops back to Curry. And the ball is rolling here in San Antonio. Rule starts out with a switch across to Johnston, who's worked his way back into the side after a couple difficult seasons dealing with injuries. The All-American is really returning to form. And it'll be a welcome sight. Plenty of competition in the Trinity backline. The 2 starters today, and Peter Blanc on the bench. Jake Baker, who impressed in preseason, a first-year center back as well. Arman Islam, an experienced option. It's a position of depth for Trinity. Here's Rule again on the ball, receives it from Burns. Immediately looking forward, he's found Curry. Curry able to keep it. as he shields it away from Rios and drops it off for Whitwell, back into the team after serving his one-game suspension for the red card against UTD last weekend. Joinez, a little bit loose in possession. He gives it up to the Tornadoes. They drop it off to their goalkeeper, Josh Redding. Vasquez forced back by Rule. Aguirre lays it off to Yael Sanchez, the sophomore from Manor, Texas. Puts it into the channel, where Rule is able to head it out of play. Stop the attack for the moment. Vasquez shields it away from Velos. Now chases up the field as Concordia heads back to their goalkeeper once again. Here's Cusack. First chance to send the ball downfield. Johnson able to head it out of play. Cusack, a senior captain this year. He was the co-defensive player of the year for the ASC last year, as Concordia went 7-3. And as I mentioned, lost in the final of the conference tournament. And it's a new opponent for Trinity. I've never faced off against the Tornadoes before. It's a program that's currently experiencing their best years. They registered their first winning season in 2015. And they've continued that momentum onto a couple ASC title games and will look to push on. Can we get that first trophy in the cabinet? Dueñez with a drop of the shoulder. He gets to the end line, sends a low ball in. Couldn't connect with Burns. And the Tornadoes have numbers on the counterattack, but it's snuffed out by Whitwell. Rule across. Able to find the ball forward for Velos. Here's the first touch of today's game for Austin Willman. Trinity goalkeeper out of Esher, England. Meese will chase this into the channel. He's matched up now with Cusack, who gets there first but loses out, as Meese wins a throw for Trinity, who play without Peter Blanc today. He'll be an option off the bench, but it's the first time he hasn't started either in the back line or in midfield, where we saw him on Friday. Velos forward for Burns. Off for Curry. His quick feet enable him to keep possession. And Velos kept it in play. Now Burns on the dribble. He's got it back out wide for Velos. Takes it on the chest now. Sends it towards the back post. And a cross comes shot. I ended up over the top of the bar. Goal kick coming for Josh Redding, who looks like he's got the starting job ahead of Arlen Oni, a first year from Houston, who has played in every game except for the last one against Southwestern. Still some semblance of a battle for the #1 spot. It looks like Josh Redding, the sophomore, has won it for now. Just one put in behind. Cleaned up by Johnston. Curry got a foot on the ball, but he was at full stretch, and possession's back with the Tornadoes. Velos is well positioned to shield this one all the way out of play for a goal kick. He's able to keep Molina at bay on that occasion. Trinity go quick from the goal kick. Johnston forward for Dueñez. First touch pops up high in the air. He wins the header to follow it up. It's wide with Galan, who runs out of room. Throw in coming for the Tornadoes. Controlled by Vasquez on the far side. Lays it off for Torres. Concordia forced backwards, and Hoato picks out the switch for Aguirre. Now comes inside, finds a left-footed pass for a teammate. He'll now have a pop from distance. That was Molina. The shot ended up well wide of the goal. Johnson given time from the goal kick. Direct ball into the feet of Meese. He can't hold it up. It's back with the visitors. Their captain Kuzak on the ball. Tornadoes look to go direct, looking for the big figure of Theo Givens. Here's a chance maybe for Vasquez. First attempt of the game for the juniors, wide of goal. He's able to create just a moment of separation. Should be a promising sign for any Concordia fans tuned in today. Velos in all kinds of space, just out of your picture to the left of the Trinity attack. Johnson opted to take it himself on the dribble. And now there's plenty of white and gray coming forward, but the attack is put to rest as Burns steps in midfield. Can't connect with Joines. It's been a positive start for the Tornadoes in their first trip here to Paul McGinley Field. We've got the only 2 shots of the game so far. Whitwell wide now for Galan. Burns continuing to come inside like we saw against the Crew on Friday. Opening up space for the fullback to come into the attack. Today coming from the left means Veloso will have room. Molina out to Givens. He's battling with Galan. Got a look at Jacob Galan last year when he was playing for the Pirates of Southwestern University. Got a goal and an assist in his 1 season for Coach Norman. He stayed in the Austin area, transferring over to Concordia. He's moved across to the ASC. Trinity facing off against a lot of ASC opponents in this early season schedule. Victories over UTD, UMHB, and today's game against Concordia. Pham gets it back from Galan. He's got Whitwell to his left. Comes all the way across for Velos. Velos given room to come inside where he's really comfortable on his favored right foot. It's now wide with Burns. Cuts back onto his right. Gets a cross away, blocked. And the Tornadoes are beyond Michael Pham in the Trinity midfield here as it's put in behind for Vasquez. He's got Givens for company to his right. He looks to pick out Theo Givens. And it comes all the way through for Antonio Rios. He's beaten to it by Velos. A promising attack comes to an end for the Tornadoes. Got a throw in now in front of the Trinity bench. Shot blocked there by Johnston. As Vasquez was able to get past Rule, the other center back coming across to deal with it. Get a look at that. Good block from Johnston. The leg out stretched to his left. Here's Vasquez. Seen a lot of the ball here in the opening 10 minutes. Saw it roll out of play there. for a Trinity throw.
Antonio, turn it face.
Velos into Burns, who tries to help it on. He's won another throw. Pham settles it back at the feet of Velos.
Get there, come on.
Trinity switch the point of attack now with Galan on the far side.
Melvin, 10. 1, 1. You're on 10 now.
Here's Rule. He's got his head up. Doesn't see anything he likes on this occasion. He'll swing it back to Johnston. Johnston wanted to go wide for Galan. Played him a bouncing ball that the senior captain couldn't control. And Concordia take the throw in just inside their own half. Switch to play here for Aguirre. Aguirre with the ball off his left foot. Molina's first touch pops up on him. He plays it in behind now for Rios to chase. Rios is onto it. But Velos able to send it downfield for the Tigers. Now Burns. He's got Curry and Meese for company. Meese can't connect there with the Scottish midfielder, and Johnston does just enough as Marco Vasquez gets another shot off. It's 3 or 4 shots early on for Marco Vasquez. He's led the team in goals the last 2 seasons. Let's get a look at another block here from Johnston. The second shot dragged wide. He was the co-offensive player of the year in the shortened 2020 spring season. And he's shown a real ability to find the ball and to look dangerous. Just got to hit the target now with a shot to test Willman. Dueñez lays it off for Whitwell. This pass was intended for Galan. Hit Dueñez right in the chest, and now Dueñez taking the initiative, drives it forward. Here's Galan, past his defender. 4 in the area for Trinity. If he can get the cross in, it's dinked towards the back post over everybody's head. And cleared away by Rios. Perfect ball for Givens, who takes it in stride. Is it forward now for Molina? He's 1v1 with Rule. Overlap coming from Theo Givens. Pham read it all the way. And Trinity get it back to their goalkeeper with time on the ball. But another promising moment. Good look for Concordia. Looks like Coach McGinley's maybe ready to make a couple early changes. Galan now. Drives it inside. Curry helps it on towards Meese. Meese back towards Curry. Maybe the chance was there to shoot. Trinity's new striker this year has shown his ability to score, certainly, but also to assist, as he has 3 helpers on the year and leads the conference in points. But that time, maybe the chance was there to shoot. Curry, beautiful flick, helps it on towards the top of the box. Velos keeps it alive. And despite Trinity's appeals for a corner, goal kick coming for the Tornadoes. Redding rolls it out for Cusack. It's a cross for Sanchez. He's put under pressure by Curry. Finds a good ball forward for Aguirre. Looked to go with 1 touch, but couldn't find Molina. Possession back with Trinity. That back pass left a little bit short, but Willman is quick off his line. Now 30 minutes to go in the first half. 2 teams still feeling each other out. As I mentioned, first time that they've ever faced off. But the early shots have come from Concordia, 4-2. And Marco Vasquez He's found space in dangerous areas.
Support him, Melvin.
It's Johnson across to deal with the direct ball once again. 4 players warming up down to my right for Coach McGinley. Vasquez picks it up a little bit deeper. Concordia fire it off Pham. And they've got themselves a throw. Bernabé Torres takes it. Here's Vasquez now, breaks into the box, cuts back onto his right foot, sends his defender, but can't keep the shot down. Another effort off target for Vasquez, that one from the best position yet, as Whitwell and Johnston weren't anywhere close to him when he took the shot. Got underneath it that time. Johnston in the midfield for Burns.
Melvin, you're on 10 now.
All the way back
One, stay high.
to Willman. And now 2 early changes already as Hunter Kane and Einar Gunnlaugsson check in for Trinity.
Melvin, you gotta work.
Rule wide for Burns, who's found the ball, but he's all the way back in the left back position. Ball splits 2 defenders and finds Whitwell in the center circle. Spread wide now for Galan.
Melvin, 10.
Galan gets it back after his first attempt at a pass was blocked. It's wide now with Meese. Meese easily past 1. He's got 4 Tigers to aim at in the penalty area. His cross is blocked, back with Galan, who sends it in. Meese flicks it goalward. Joinia is underneath it, but goalkeeper Josh Redding rises highest. Best look of the game for Trinity, and as you'd expect, Michael Meese at the heart of it. Sanchez goes along for Vasquez, who gets the first touch. Rule gets the all-important one, getting it back to Willman. He's able to pick out Tom Whitwell in midfield. A lot of encouragement for the goalkeeper after he was able to break the first line of pressure with that ball out of the back. It's wide now for Veloz, who's had a lot of space. This is the first time he's really got the ball with a chance to run. It goes inside for Burns, who lays it back to him. Can't connect with Pham. And Vasquez has got back on side. Theo Givens, again, up in support, as Vasquez runs into Galan. Chance to shoot now from the top of the box, and it's blocked before it could reach Willman. And Rios gets it all wrong with the follow-up effort. Changes now coming from both teams, and it's actually 6 changes for Trinity. Peter Blanc into the game, Gunnlaugsson, Will Powell, Hunter Kane, Kyle Davis, and Jared Olson. As we get a look at that shot for Rios, which he'd probably rather not see, as he comes off for Timothy Barney. And Xavier Polk will replace Marco Vasquez. Surprised to see him come to the side after he's found a lot of dangerous space in the attack, but perhaps they feel the junior out of Cedar Hill, Texas, might be able to convert on those opportunities. So plenty of changes across all 3 lines for Trinity. As now they go direct for Meese, and he's found it on the chest. A great first touch for Meese. His shot parried and then cleared away by the Tornadoes. Now Veloz shields it about 25 yards from goal. He goes to his left for Davis. He'll have a pop on the left. Dragged wide. Meese. If we can get a look back at that touch to set himself up for the shot, it was terrific just before this. But you see the shot at Redding. was equal to. You see the center backs. They've probably seen the stats for Meese. Maybe watch some game film. They're going to be afraid of what he's shown so far in a Trinity University uniform. And perhaps that timidness was on display there as he was able to bring down the ball and fire a shot with pretty much no one around him in support. There's first touch for Jared Olson. Plays it wide for Powell. Powell wanted to go in behind when Meese came short. Here's the ball from Blanc, immediately making an impact. As you see, that bounce, leans back and takes it on the chest. So impressive. And able to get the shot on frame. But Josh Redding came up with a big save. Slip on the ball here, and Veloz is onto it. Plays it square for Meese, who's now isolated with his defender. He takes it on, and what a finish. All he does is score goals. Coach McGinley's substitutions making the difference. Veloz winning the ball back high up the field. He'll get the assist on what is a fantastic goal for Trinity and Michael Meese. You see, holds off the attentions of the defender, and Meese from outside the area, off the inside of the post. How about that? And just as we reach a quarter of the way gone in this game, with Trinity not really having much going forward in the attack besides Michael Meese. He was able to make it happen with his first goal from outside of the box in maroon and white. His 6th goal on the season. He was already leading the conference with 5. A metric that Luis Green has commanded for 2 seasons for the TOU Bulldogs. There's certainly a new contender in town, and he plays for Trinity, and his name is Michael Meese. Rule put under pressure here, and just sends it down the field. As Gonzalez picks it up, it's in for Polk. Good layoff there. It's just away from Barney. This will be a great look at the Trinity goal. Veloz square for Meese. And the perfect amount of bend. Keeper thought it was going wide. Kiss off the inside of the post for 1-0. Gustavo Hernandez into the game in defensive midfield for Carlos Huato. Blanc down the field for Meese. Perfect first touch. If there was 5 more yards of field, as Davis was looking to run beyond him.
Get higher and wider, please.
And Trinity coming on strong through Virginia native Michael Meese here in the last 5 minutes or so. He got a shot on target that was saved and put the second shot beyond the keeper's reach by some distance. But the impact really has also come from the back with Peter Blanc, who wins it back here. And Hunter Kane again looking for Meese. Can't find him. Tornadoes send it down the field where Blanc is commanding. As Rule is able to drop it back to the keeper. There was a couple occasions when it was Johnson and Rule where Veloz was getting forward and calling for the ball in all kinds of space down the left, and it's really been the trademark of Blanc that he's the one to hit those diagonals. I think that's what the coaching staff spotted. They bring him in, and immediately the game looks a lot more open for Trinity in attack. It's Powell's first attempt at a pass is blocked. Second time he gets it to Gunlickson. 2 first years combining on the far side. But Curry couldn't hold it. And now Theo Givens will carry it beyond half field. Goes forward for Polk. And Polk with a loose pass behind his midfield to all come forward. Now maybe a chance for Trinity to counter in response. Olsen wide for Powell. Gunlockson to his right, couple to his left as he looks to cross for Meese. Easy header for Gonzalez. Givens brings it down for the Tornadoes. Hernandez wide for Aguirre. Hernandez forced back for Barney. It's good movement here from the Tornadoes as Trinity get back into defensive shape. But the cross left a lot to be desired. It's at the feet now of Peter Blanc. Meese lays it at the feet of Curry. Davis has the ball and a chance to look up. He goes just to his right for Joe Curry. He's picked out Meese. Now Powell, the ball in the half space wide for Gunnlaugson. Powell makes the run, he leaves it for Meese, who doesn't miss from there. Michael Meese at the double already here in the first half, as Trinity extend the lead off a great combination down the right wing. You have to say, for the Tigers, who lacked a little bit of energy with the starting group, the substitutes have really brought it off the bench. Coach McGinley and Coach Carty not afraid to turn to their depth, and it's a great leave by Powell. I don't think you can necessarily credit him with an assist on that. The assist will go to Gunnlaugson, another substitute. But just the presence of mind not to try and take that shot on when you're beyond the near post and the angle might be prohibitive. To leave it for Michael Meese, who's always in the right place and who's always going to finish from inside the 6. It's really intelligent play from a whole host of new Trinity players, all technically first year on the roster. The future is bright, the present maybe even brighter, as Trinity well on their way to moving to 6-0. Still plenty of this game to go, but all the momentum is with the Tigers here at home. I'll be right back as the two teams pause for a hydration break. You're watching Trinity and Concordia on the Tiger Network. So Michael Meese will get his rest coming out of the water break, as he's replaced by Michael Somerville. Jack Downs also into the game for the first time. He is the third captain for Trinity. He's the one wearing the armband out there right now. And we'll see what the Tornadoes can bring after a quick discussion with Coach Mims and a chance to catch their breath. 2 rapid-fire goals from Michael Meese. Have them behind by 2 here in their first trip to Paul McGinley Field. Hunter Kane applying the pressure high up the field. That's how Trinity got there first with this man, Jesus Velos. Davis to his right for Downs, gets it back. Now onto his right foot, takes the shot from distance, blocked. Gunnlaugson commits the foul on the far side. Two fullbacks out there right now, Velos and Gunnlaugson, both with an assist to their name. Their first on the season. Now at least 10 Trinity players with at least 1 assist to their name. Davis now chasing as the Tornadoes able to turn past the pressure and bring it into the attacking half. Polk running alongside Rule. Drops it off for Willman. Wide again for Rule. I don't know if he wanted it here, but he did so well with it. And Veloz able to get it down the line for Kane. Trinity just playing around the Tornadoes. Downs with Kane ahead of him. Takes it himself, takes a bump, and wins the throw. Deep in Concordia territory. Veloz goes short for Kane. He's put under pressure by Barney. Dribbled away from him, but not from the second defender. It's immediately put in behind for Xavier Polk. Blanc across to deal with it. Willman's seen a lot of the ball as J.C. Rules frequently turned back to him. Very comfortable with the ball at his feet. He hasn't been forced into any saves yet. You'd imagine he has more touches than most of the Tornado players, despite playing in the Trinity goal. This one played ahead of Olsen, cleaned up by Somerville. I wanted to get it back to the junior striker. Turned over possession in doing so. And now Barney's got space down the right wing. A Ronaldo chop, drop of the shoulder, and he gets the low ball in, and Willman called into action. Able to gather the cross and immediately get Trinity going with Will Powell. Out of your picture, Hunter Kane calling for the ball forward on the left wing for Trinity. Blanc splits 3 or 4 defenders with his pass to Somerville. And now Gunlockson ahead for Powell. Davis back to Blanc. Again, Powell. Drop of the shoulder. And he switches the play for J.C. Rule. Brings it in to the Concordia half. Finds the feet of Somerville. Here's Veloz, forward in attack once again. Olsen's found himself a pocket of space in front of the Trinity back line. Left his pass a little short for Gunlockson. He was on it, and now Downs at the top of the box. He's got 3 defenders around him. He gets the shot on the left foot, and it's well placed. And well saved by Josh Redding. Here's the cross at the other end. Willman quick to recognize the danger as Barrias was on the back post. First real save of the game. First time he's had to touch it with his hands, I believe. Kane. Past Barney. And Somerville's kept possession for Trinity. Laid off at the feet of Jared Olsen. Olsen over the head of Blanc. That'll give him a moment as Polk closes him down. Gunlockson for Davis. Gunlockson in behind for Powell. 2 runners in the area. The low cross into the same spot where Mee scored the Tigers' second. No one there on that occasion, and immediately the Tornadoes look to counter. J.C. Rule keeps position there with Polk on his hip. Again, goes back to Willman. It's been his main role so far, J.C. Rule. It's a tiring one, consistently sprinting back towards your own goal, but he's been up for the challenge, as we're used to seeing from the first team All-SCAC defender in 2020. Blanc with a under-hit diagonal. That's a rare mistake for the Dutch center back. He had Kane and Veloz both forward. Here's Veloz now. He's been difficult to deal with. It's always difficult to know where he's going to be. He's so comfortable inside and outside, coming forward from left back. And he's got space now down the left wing, receiving it from Kyle Davis. Takes a bump and then runs into Barney. And I think it was a knock to the head for the sophomore. Oof. An inadvertent elbow from Timothy Barney. Sophomore out of Dallas, Texas. Is now back on his feet. He was set to be replaced anyways by Jack Eubank. So he'll get a rest here with 12 minutes to go in the first half. An assist to his name and a really dynamic attacking performance.
Concordia, number 19, Samuel Alvarez. 27, Seashores. Also for Trinity, number 23, Armand Islam.
There's a change made by Concordia as well. We'll get that for you in just a moment. As J.C. Rule is replaced by Islam, who will immediately get up in the box and look to get on the end of this free kick. It'll be either Davis on the left foot or Jack Downs presumably will take this on his right. After a brief conference between the official and Coach Mims, we're set to get back underway here. Just one man in the wall, everyone else ready to defend at the back post. Substitution was Samuel Narvaez in for Theo Givens as Davis steps over the ball. Downs, good shape on it towards the back post. Somerville is looking to get on the end of it. Beaten to it by a tornado. Out forward Trinity corner. And Downs across to take it again. He's been a dead ball specialist for Trinity when he's been on the field. He's got 2 goals from the penalty spot. He takes this corner short for Powell. Great shape on it towards the near post. And Somerville couldn't get it on target. Well worked corner routine there for Trinity. Now got 9 shots in the game, 4 on target. And 2 goals, both scored by Michael Meese. Islam wins the header over Naves. Naves got the winner 3 minutes before the halftime break, as the Tornadoes got their first win this season against Nebraska Wesleyan. They then conceded in a 1-0 loss, also in the 42nd minute, the next game against Trinity's conference opponents, University of St. Thomas. So keep an eye out when we're 3 minutes from the halftime break to see if either team might add to the scoreline. Here's a pop from distance. That's speculative at best. And definitely won't give Wilman anything to worry about, except for what he wants to do from this goal kick. He feigns sending everybody up the field, and Islam checks back to get the ball. Still on the dribble as now Polk comes from behind. Unable to find a teammate. And C. Schultz brings it into the attack. The reserve right back is now back on it. It's a great back heel for Hernandez. It goes to ground. No foul, says the official. A positive first impression for C. Schultz, the first year out of San Antonio, Texas, playing in his hometown. He was a state champion with Lee. That's his teammate who's down here. It's Narvaez. The substitute now being helped back up to his feet by the referee. Should be a drop ball, uncontested back for the Tigers. We'll see how they play it. Maybe an ankle injury or maybe a cramp for Narvaez. He's now going to be replaced by Mikey Lott.
Entering for the Tornadoes, number 26, Mikey Lott.
Narvaez helped off. Be a little bit of a reshuffle as Lott comes onto the left side. He's another San Antonio native. That shifts Barrias into midfield with Polk still leading the line. Number 23 for the Tornadoes. Goals coming in the 22nd and 27th minute for Michael Meese and Trinity. Had a real dominant 10-minute spell. And now find themselves in front 2-0. That's threatened here as Concordia come forward, but too much on the pass. It runs through to Willman. In the past, Trinity would have these types of dominant spells where they're creating chances, keeping hold of the ball for maybe even up to 20 minutes at a time. They didn't have the player to spearhead the attack and to finish off the opportunities they were creating, as Olsen whistled for a free kick just inside the Trinity half. And that's been the real difference. It gives everyone more confidence when you know you're playing to an end. You're playing to find Michael Meese, who's playing lights out soccer right now for Trinity. He's up to 7 goals, 3 assists in 6 games, only 5 of them starts. His replacement here in this first half, Michael Somerville's got a couple on the season already, as well as a game winner. Downs ran into his opponent there. He stayed down as the Tornadoes leave the pass short, intercepted by Kane. Jack Downs still on the turf. He's now back moving and back on his feet as the ball runs out of play just in front of the Concordia bench. It was a big coming together as the Sheffield England native went up for a header. He's going to run it off here. As Seaschultz takes the throw off the head of Polk. No one knows where it is. Eventually, Eubank gets a knee on the ball. And now Seaschultz again drives forward. Gets down the right wing as he's shielded wide by Olsen. And gets the last touch as it's out now for a corner. Gavin Seaschultz has been probably the most impressive player for Concordia, maybe since Marco Vasquez went off. Looks really comfortable coming out of the back line. Gustavo Hernandez take this corner for the Tornadoes, raises both arms to trigger the runs. He sends it towards the near post. And Cusack was able to get the first shot on target to the game so far for the visitors. Well held by Trinity's goalkeeper, Austin Willman. Blanc, the ball perfectly weighted in behind for Powell. He's got 2 for company to his left. He cuts it back for Somerville. Takes a couple of touches before firing the shot. It's blocked. And Blanc immediately back on it. Wide for Gunnlaugsson. Powell lays it off for Downs. Wide again with Gunnlaugsson, the Icelandic fullback. Powell lays it back to Blanc. Here's Will Powell. Goes to ground. Somerville picks up the loose ball. Slips it in behind for Powell, who really hadn't regained his balance. Slipping as he fired the shot. And it was still blocked. And corner coming for Trinity. Trinity goes short here. Eubank towards the back post. And I don't know if any of the three Tigers at the back post got a touch. We'll see on the replay. There were three of them there. There's a 3 on the scoreboard. Everybody's happy in maroon and white. It was Eubank's ball in. Kane underneath it. And Somerville with the final touch. Just ahead of Arman Islam for his 3rd of the season. Really well worked corner play for the Tigers. They went close with something off the training ground earlier. And this one they were able to make count as Eubank got his 2nd assist of the season. Here's Mikey Lott forward for Xavier Polk. His touch pops up on him. He's forced to turn back. Gustavo Hernandez all the way back to the back line. Yoel Sanchez also losing his footing. Ball in behind here. And Islam across. And we'll see if this flag is up for offside or for a foul or for a penalty. Looks not really sure either way. Trinity keep possession. There's a miscommunication there between Islam and the goalkeeper. And Seaschultz almost able to make something happen. Islam, plenty of time on the ball as we approach 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Stroked back to Islam by Peter Blanc. Downs loses out in the challenge to Garcia. And Hernandez spreads it wide. It's back now with Garcia. As soon as that ball left his foot, he heard the chorus of no coming from the coaching staff to my left as he tried to force one in behind. It was a promising opening 10 or so minutes for the Tornadoes. And then Trinity really came into their own after Coach Carty and Coach McGinley brought 6 substitutes off the bench. And the starting striker, Michael Meese, found 2 goals. Substitute striker, Michael Somerville's got the 3rd. And with 4 minutes to go in the first half, Trinity in firm control here at Paul McGinley Field. Kane going to ground there. Gets a foot on the ball. It's wide now with Eubank. Another great ball in. Powell lacking the requisite height to meet it at the back post.
Hey, that's dangerous. I know he's 5'4".
It's out for a Concordia throw. And we are approaching the 42nd minute that I mentioned earlier. Doesn't look like any scoring coming. Looks like more of an anomaly rather than a trend in the Tornado season. But hey, we've got 60 seconds here. See what unfolds. It's at the feet of Joshua Redding. Ball from Sanchez, sails out of play. Eubank's got it in his hands, eager to find the 4th before the half. Islam hits the ball to switch play for Powell. There's that full stretch, couldn't keep it in play.
Christian, don't go away. Christian, help us in there. That's it, goal side. Hit ball side.
Driving around out of the back line here for Hernandez, but he runs into Gunnlaugson. Kane can't get to that pass, which was overhit. Nelson loses possession, and C. Schultz couldn't win it back going to ground. Willman, the ball forward in the midfield where Trinity's got the numerical superiority, and Olsen finds the ball. Minute and a half to play here in the opening 45 minutes of action. Downs whistled for a foul as he goes through the back of his opponent. Free kick coming for Concordia, who were picked to top the ASC this season after 2 straight runner-up performances in the conference tournament. It was a tight vote at the top between them, UTD, UMHB.
1 minute, 1 minute.
There's the Tornadoes under the guidance of Coach Mims. Expected to really impress when conference play opens up next weekend against Laterno. That'll actually be on a Thursday to open conference play. Trinity looking for their 4th. 40 seconds on the clock. Number 40, Gunnlaugson, plays it wide for Downs, gets it back. Flag stays down. Here's Kyle Davis in the corner.
Top of the box, Christian.
Powell looking to turn, forced back. 20 seconds to go. Gunnlaugson returns it for Powell, swings it in. Somerville will challenge, but Redding is able to pluck it out of the sky, and that should do it here for the first half. The first half, a couple distinct phases.
4, 3,
The starting group for both teams looked a little sluggish, despite the fact that Vasquez was able to fire a few early shots off for Concordia. And when Coach McGinley made 6 changes, the energy immediately came off the bench. And Trinity were able to open the scoring through Michael Meese, assisted by Jesus Velos in the 22nd minute. He added his second in the 27th, assisted by Gunnlaugson. And the Trinity third came from Michael Somerville in the 39th minute on a well-worked set-piece routine. It was a thoroughly dominant 30 minutes to close the half for Trinity. And we'll see if that same dominance can continue in the second 45. You're watching Trinity Men's Soccer on the Tiger Network. Trinity break out their huddle with a couple new faces amongst the starting 11 here for the second half. It'll be Jake Baker and at center back alongside J.C. Rule. That pushes Peter Blanc into midfield with Michael Pham and Braden Shuey. It's his first appearance of the season. To start the second half here, Michael Meese back in to lead the line with Eubank to his left and Joe Curry to his right. Shuey immediately called for a foul. That might be the quickest foul in a collegiate debut in history, although we don't have records for that, of course. Trinity leading 3-0 on 2 first-half goals from Michael Meese and a third from Michael Somerville. Is it too early to start coining maybe a Mike and Mike? Just a thought, as the two Michaels have really started the season on fire, leading the line for Trinity. And they're the two names on the score sheet right now as Tigers lead 3-0, although despite the score, the attitude from the two camps, maybe the opposite of what you'd expect. Concordia came out of their halftime team talk, a lot of positivity, whereas Coach McGinley certainly had a few bones to pick, particularly with the starting group today. And maybe went for the opposite approach of Coach Nick Mims in his 5th season, as opposed to, of course, Coach McGinley, who's now over 30 seasons in charge here at Trinity University. Play wide here with O'Connor. Strong tackle there for Thorstein Steinerson, who I also failed to mention is in for the first time this season. Another Icelandic right back. Easy to get them mixed up. Gunnlaugsson played some significant minutes and got an assist in the first half. Steinerson started this year off injured, and he's worked his way back into contention, now getting his first minutes. Willman goes to his left for Rule. All kinds of space for Velos to bring it in to midfield. He's found Michael Pham. Skips past one, goes back to Velos. He's got Shuey to his left, goes all the way wide for Eubank. Here's Shuey, finds a good pocket of space, returns it to Eubank. It's actually Meese who gets the shot away, looking for his hat trick. Good save there for Joshua Redding. His 3rd of the game. Pham battling for it near the corner flag. Trinity whistled for a foul, and Velos may be in danger of picking up a yellow card here for tossing the ball away.
Melvin, stay central, please. Melvin, get central.
7 total career appearances for Thorstein Steinerson, 1 assist back in 2019. Meese fighting for it off the throw-in. Comes off the back of Shuey. Curry applying the pressure here high up the field. He's won it back. A couple of juggled touches between Curry and Blanc. He was eventually shrugged off the ball. It's now brought forward by O'Connor. It's robbed the possession there again by Curry. Blanc leaves it short of Steinerson. 3 Trinity defenders surround the ball. Givens still able to get it forward, although Jake Baker's first involvement is a strong one. He forced Hernandez back. Tornadoes again coming forward, swing a good ball into the box. J.C. Rule gets ahead to it. And Shuey helps it on its way. to Jack Eubank. Here's Shuey just inside the Concordia half. Meese out wide for Eubank, who's managed to keep his momentum going along with the ball. Down the left side, he's held up by his defender. Who concedes the ball out of bounds for a throw. 60% possession for Trinity in the first half. And they've come out again on the front foot here as Eubank whips it in. J.C. Rule was forward from center back. He'll track back now. 11 shots compared to 7 in favor of Trinity in the opening 45. And of course the all-important 3 on the scoreboard. Theo Givens looking to change the other side of said scoreboard, but Michael Pham gets a foot on the ball, at least he thought. Referee whistled him for a foul, and the conversation is there to be had. If it was indeed a foul, was he the last man? The replay may tell us the story. And he got a pretty clear foot on the ball. Well, the argument can be made that it wasn't cleared, and this follow-through brought Givens to the ground. I don't know if the referee's decision was as nuanced as that.
And their back line's flat. He's away to goal. Right, you got to have the balls to call that one.
Coach Nems was certainly appealing for the red card decision against Michael Pham, who was really left on an island.
Follow it in, Tim. Tim, the rebound you're putting in the back of the net. Yeah, he's going to spill it.
Givens, Vasquez.
Goose, get up there and follow it.
Vasquez now leaves it. It looks like it will either be Molina or Givens. Right foot or left. Givens sprints down the wing. He's got space. It's taken on by Melvin Molina, who got it on target. But a comfortable save for Willman. That'll keep the 0 on the visitor side of the scoreboard. Baker caught in possession here. Chance now for Vasquez. And a huge block off the line by J.C. Rule. And you see he's feeling it now, but he's come to the aid of Jake Baker. And his moment of greatest need, the young center back caught in possession. It's actually a big save from Willman as well. He may have pushed it wide. Could run that back maybe one more time, as in real time we're stopped with J.C. Rule, who's winded, understandably, after blocking the shot from the line. There it is.
Hey, Marco, slide right
He's just
over
got the
there.
nose for when the danger is going to appear. And he's one of the best defenders potentially at the Division III level in all the country at last-ditch defending. And sometimes when you have as much of the ball as Trinity, you're going to give your opposition a few chances a game to counterattack. And having someone with the intelligence and the speed of J.C. Rule at the back is an invaluable asset for Coach McGinley. He pried him away from the San Antonio FC Academy, where he was part of a class that included Jose Gallegos and Ethan Bryant, 2 now professionals.
Rafa, you got
And he's
it.
certainly on the professional club's radar, and yet he chose to come and play for Coach McGinley.
Keep going, make him go back.
And we've seen him grow as a player in his 3 years on campus.
That's good. Melvin, too.
He started at a really high level. He was a starter as a first-year player,
Come on, Marco. Come on, Theo.
and he's grown into a leader's role. He's
Man on.
been one of the most dependable players in maroon and white over the last 3 seasons, named first-team all-conference last year. Givens calling for it on the near side. It's met by Steinerson. Givens turns away. Ball out off the outside of his left foot. The next pass intercepted by Rule. Pham plays it ahead of Blanc. And Concordia building right now. They're encouraged by that chance for Vasquez, who's now fired 5 shots, getting 1 on target. He's gotten in a lot of really good spaces And Concordia's top scorer over the last 2 seasons. He's yet to hit the back of the net. Well, he's getting closer to potentially cutting into this 3-goal deficit. It'll be Molina again, this one from much further out. The defender's up from the back. It will likely be the target. Zach Kuzak, the senior captain from New Braunfels. He's ready to make a run into the area. It's lofted in, and Willman claims it at its highest point. Good goalkeeping there from the junior. Rule thought about a pass, but all the lanes were closed, so he takes it himself. And eventually runs into those 3 defenders. He's left down behind the plate. There's still 5 back to attend to the danger for Trinity. Concordia forced back towards their own half. Now, Arias on the turn. Wide here with O'Connor. Dropped off for Cusack. A lot of time for Cusack as he's eventually met by Curry. Darting run here from Huato. And a well-weighted pass in behind. Cross blocked by Baker. Follow up, turned goalward, but wide of the near post by Barney. 10 minutes gone here in the second half, and Concordia have looked the better of the 2 sides. To see a strong claim by Willman moments ago. As there's a beautiful sunset here in San Antonio. Trinity looking to close out a successful weekend here on campus across multiple sports. Women's soccer with a big 6-0 win yesterday over Howard Payne in their only contest of the weekend. Volleyball going undefeated in their national invitational. Saw a couple of highly rated opponents come to town. Trinity themselves, Trinity men's soccer that is, winning 3-0 against University of Mary Hardin Baylor on Friday. And currently lead by the same score against another school from the ASC that plays in purple and yellow. It's been a rough start for Trinity here in the second half. Shuey is physical enough to come away with the ball there, but immediately gives it away, looking for Eubank. Tornadoes now work it down the right side. Velos goes to ground. Did he get a touch? He doesn't think he did, but the referee's pointed for a corner. Barney flashes short, and now we'll head back into the area. Plenty of height. We'll be attacking this cross for Concordia. It's whipped in. Still in play, and Austin Willman able to make the claim. It's helped on at the near post there, maybe even blocked by Rule. Willman looking assured, claiming the ball from crosses. Shuey lays it back to the feet of Jake Baker. Lays it back to Steinerson. Across for Rule. Searching ball in behind. It's going to run all the way through to the goalkeeper. One chance for Meese, and that was the best moment of the half so far for Trinity, as he searches for a hat trick. Besides that, though, it's been a strong performance from Concordia. They really started the first half in a similar fashion. They led with an early advantage in shots, and we're finding some good spaces before Coach McGinley made 6 changes. And Michael Meese found the back of the net twice. They just look like a different proposition with Marco Vasquez leading the line. He seems to know where the danger is going to be. Just hasn't found the finishing touch today. Pham back to Baker. Ball takes a bobble on its way to Jake Baker. He steps beyond Vasquez. It's a good play that time on the young English center back. Steinerson off for Pham. Shuey, space at the top of the box. He puts it in behind for Curry. Curry beyond his man with a deft touch, and now on the dribble. Gets the shot away on his left foot. Kept alive by Eubank, cleared away by Concordia. Piece of magic there for Joe Curry, and immediately going the other way, Marco Vasquez. Baker allows him back inside, and it's laid to the top of the box here. Now Givens lines up the shot, blocked by Steinerson. Givens able to turn. Wants it back from Vasquez. He'll turn himself. Molina. That's a good exchange here in the penalty area. J.C. Rule goes to ground again to clean it up at the crucial moment. He's certainly the most alert to what Concordia is offering up here in the second half. Another important intervention. Shuey ahead to Meese, wide for Curry. Nearly created the goal moments ago. This time he slots it down the line for Meese. Good pace. That time for Yael Sanchez. And he leaves Curry in his wake as he comes forward and puts it in behind. Flag's going to come up here against Barney, who didn't know it, and he dispatched the finish with composure. We'll see on the replay if the official on the far side was correct to raise the flag. Blanc brings it into the Concordia half. Baker across for Veloz. Veloz in for Shuey. Looks really comfortable on the turn. Got a ball into the feet of Meese. Couldn't keep it. Loose touch there for O'Connor. He watched her run out of play into the Trinity bench. 4 changes coming for the Tornadoes. And a couple players readying themselves for Trinity as well. Baker across for Rule. 29 minutes on the clock here as Rule continues down the left side. And he's got the pace to keep this one in play. Fires a low ball in, looking for Meese. And Blanc is in covering for the center back. Gone on an adventure down the left wing. Those changes now coming in. Barrias, Polk, Juan Gonzalez, and Antonio Rios into the game for the Tornadoes. On the other side, Tom Whitwell returns after starting this game, and Luke Newport is in for the first time this season. Newport, the sophomore out of Austin, Texas. It's Blanc and it's Pham who come to the side. 2 experienced players for the Tigers. Coach McGinley happy to use this second 45 as a classroom almost for some of his younger players. Most experienced player out there right now for Trinity is J.C. Rule. He's one of 3 juniors. Plenty of underclassmen getting time.
Don't be afraid to hit it,
Eubank drops it off for Veloz. First touch for Newport. He goes back to J.C. Rule.
Yes, Carlos.
Good touch there from Shuey. In a compact area, but he's let that one run, giving possession to Givens. Here's a chance now for Barrias off the bench. He gets a cross in. It's over the head of his teammates. And tracked down by Velos on the far side. Eubank down the line for Meese. Defender a couple yards away from him. Now he's got space to drive at the back line. Lays it wide for Curry. Newport available at the edge of the area. Curry gets to the inline, cuts it back for Meese. It's well defended by Sanchez, put behind for a corner. I like what I see from Joe Curry on the right wing. We know he's one of the craftiest players in this Trinity roster. He's got quickness and a certain creativity on the ball. Maybe the wing suits him. We've seen a couple of players show some versatility this year. Peter Blanc comes to mind. He's played consistently center back and center midfield as of late. Heavy touch there from Givens. Out of play. Curry takes it quickly. Whitwell lays it back to Steinerson. Rule given time here as he surveys the land from the center circle. Meese wants to flick it in behind for Shuey. Too much pace coming off his boot. And Givens through the legs of Steinerson. Whitwell in pursuit. He's got two teammates making their way into the area now. As Givens wins the corner. Last touch off Whitwell. We're 20 minutes into the second half. Concordia yet to cut into this 3-goal deficit, but have shown positive signs. Here's their next opportunity from their third corner of the match. Rios raises both arms, swings it in. Whitwell gets the touch. It's now with Gonzalez, who fires from the edge of the area. But Willman's assured, sliding down to his right. Making his 4th save of the game. Had more to do here in the second half. Rule forward for Eubank. Meese has it now. He's found Newport in some space. Here's Shuey. Wide for Curry. He couldn't stay on side. Shuey had a couple options there. Just waited a little too long to play it out wide for Curry. O'Connor goes back for Cusack. So we briefly get a psychedelic view at the game there. Shuey now with space. Wide for Eubank. Meese the only Tiger in the area at the moment. Newport. Maybe we'll think better of the shot next time. He doesn't catch a hold of that effort. Trinity debut now for Luke McHale. He's in for Joe Curry on the right wing. It looks like many of the Trinity regulars are going to be rested here in the second half. Meese leading the line, and Rule alongside Velos at the back. The only starters in the outfield for Trinity right now. Shui lays it at the feet of Whitwell. Great weight on the pass. Down the left wing. Eubank lifts it in. Meese helps it goalward. But he left early. Offside flag goes up. Jack Eubank taking a liking to that Ronaldo chop movement to create space coming inside. It's been a good position for him this weekend. The left wing, he's been able to show his attacking qualities. This one's lifted in behind for Xavier Polk. Not as quick as JC Rule, but he's held his ground as Jake Baker makes a big block. McHale. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the closest I've ever come to being killed on the sideline. That one rocketed off the foot of the Concordia defender, and I went diving for cover. See, the camera knocked out of focus. That was a ball with plenty of pace heading at us here. McHale battles to win it back. Now Meese brings it down the right wing. He'll want to throw in for Trinity. Newport ahead for McHale. Intercepted. Newport able to get back in time. Regain possession. Now Whitwell takes the contact and draws the foul from Arlen Garcia, the first year out of Houston, Texas. A little late to that one. Free kick coming for Trinity.
Christian, just right here. Hey, right here so they can't just play it around the back. Right there. No, hey, up 10 yards.
Baker and Velos will stay back as Rule goes into the attack. Steinerson will just play short here for Velos. Wide for Rule. Lifted in behind for me, so if he's going to get his hat trick, it's going to have to come soon. Getting called offside. There's Trinity substitutes getting ready down to the right for the final 20 minutes of action. Clock is stopped here as Meese is being instructed to step away from the free kick. Technically, you have to leave a 10-yard radius from where it's going to be taken. Although traditionally, you really just see people standing in the way like a free kick wall. This free kick helped on, but then cleared away by JC Rule. McHale brings it out of the sky. He's got two defenders now around him. He loses out. It's brought forward now by Barrias. Whitwell across, and he's committed the foul here. As Barrias, the sophomore out of Klein, it's too quick. You see McHale on his back, and then Whitwell across. Hands up. Didn't do anything, and referee disagrees. It's going to be Barrias. He won the free kick. He'll take it. Might think about a shot towards the near post. He's got four teammates to the right, and he will look to pick out a teammate. Polk gets ahead to it. Couldn't turn it goalward. And substitutions now coming. That'll happen after the water break. You see Polk got his head on it, but couldn't get any direction on the shot. With 18 minutes now to go. Trinity in front 3-0. We'll take the water break and be right back. You're watching Trinity and Concordia on the Tiger Network. So it'll be 2 more Trinity debuts coming out of the water break as Pat Coyle, midfielder out of Buckinghamshire, England, is into midfield. And Hayden Fetzer, in the first year out of Houston, Texas, is up front for Michael Meese. Season debut for Chris Naylor-Gress. He's into midfield now with Coyle and Jake Simon, who's back in the game. 4 changes for Trinity, as we've got 18 minutes on the clock. And still a 3-0 score. All the goals coming in the first half. In the second half, Concordia have actually taken the advantage in total shots with 15 over Trinity's 13. Still trail on shots on target with 4 to Trinity's 7. I don't think anyone would doubt, though, that it's been Concordia who have asked the questions. And if not for a great combination block between Willman and Rule, it would at least have a goal to show for it. And referee's just gotten confused here. He's pointed for a Trinity free kick on what should have been a Concordia free kick. Concordia took the free kick, and now we've brought it back, and we'll see who takes it in the end. After all that, Cusack will go again. You see it's Mikhail who got his hands too high against O'Connor. Now Cusack off his left foot to the top of the box. Flicked on. And Mikey Lott's got it on the far side. Nothing for O'Connor to do with that one, as it's over his head, out for a goal kick. Willman sends the team up the field. It's an entirely new midfield 3 for the Tigers. See if they can establish some more control. Here's Naylor-Gress, gets a foot on the ball, pokes it ahead for Fetzer. Wide for Eubank. The ball sent in low, and the keeper couldn't hold it, and Fetzer's follow-up cleared off the line. Mikhail's tracked it down here in front of the Trinity bench. Coyle out for Fetzer, and an overhit pass there. We'll give possession back to Concordia. Fetzer nearly providing a similar impact to what we saw in the preseason scrimmage against Carthage, when he came off the bench with 8 minutes left in the game and scored twice. Haven't seen him yet this year, of course, with Meese and Somerville fit and firing. But he nearly was able to provide that instant impact again. He's still got 15 minutes to find his first official collegiate goal. Right now it's Polk. He's looking to score at the other end, but his cross blocked by Rule. See, Kane's cross was fumbled by the keeper. And a good block there off the line for Rafael O'Connor. Otherwise, Fetzer would have added Trinity's 4th. Left-footed in-swinging service coming as the 5 Tornadoes in the area make their runs. Polk able to knot it down and into the back post. Perfectly placed header. And the Tornadoes finally get the goal that really they've deserved here in the second half. Polk, the 6'2" junior out of Cedar Hill, Texas, rose highest there and did what you're told to do. Head it into the ground. And it bounced over the player at the back post for Trinity. And we'll see now if this young lineup can navigate a tricky situation here with all the momentum going in favor of the visitors. Kane, too much to handle. And Trinity go the other way. The referee plays the advantage. It slipped in behind for Coyle to chase. Coyle gets tangled up with the goalkeeper.
Assist credited to number 11, Christian Barrias.
And referee immediately over towards Coyle to have a word with the young midfielder. And I think the Tornadoes feel there may be something still in this game as they're going to bring their starting striker Marco Vasquez back in, and amongst others. Molina, as well as Huato, also set to return. It's going to be 6 or 7 changes in total for Concordia. We're going to have one last go at it here. 13 and a half remaining. Ball back here with Cusack, the captain for Concordia. Doesn't get much behind that one. As rules clearance cannons off Mikey Lott. Simon, wide for Eubank. He's back at left back after playing on the wing for most of this game. Rule, maybe getting too adventurous there coming from the back. As Peter Blanc looks set to come back in to try and steady the Trinity ship. Jake Baker sends it down the field for Fetzer. Takes on the chest. Great first touch. Second touch. Puts it down the line for McHale. McHale checks back and finds Coyle. Laid back at the feet of Simon. Senior out of Menlo Park, California. As some rain clouds start to build. Set a dramatic scene here for the final act of today's game. Eubank gets it back to Kane. Kane uses his body well. Now he goes at the Concordia back line and draws a free kick. Referee brings it back 5 or so yards from when the foul started. But still potentially in shooting range here for the Tigers.
Hey, we follow everything, yeah? Yael, get central. Yael, central.
Blanc, the lone Trinity substitute, ready to come in alongside 6 Tornadoes. It's like a 4-man wall here. As Eubank and Naylor Gress stand over the free kick. Eubank steps over it, leaves it for Naylor Gress, who lasers a low shot in towards the back post. Deflected on its way. As Gress was almost able to put the result beyond doubt. You see the ball had plenty of movement on it. Keeper wasn't too sure before it flicked off his defender and wide. Trinity goes short here. McHale swings in a ball towards the near post, missed at the first attempt by Polk, the goal scorer for Concordia. Eventually they're able to get it clear, and now the substitutes make their way onto the field. Vasquez, Molina, and Givens will be the front line. Barney, Huato, and Gustavo Hernandez will play behind them in midfield.
17, Melvin Molina.
And Concordia will look to bring one final surge here.
Number 8, Timothy Barney. And for Trinity,
With 10 minutes remaining and Trinity in front by 2. But with a very inexperienced lineup out there right now. Fetzer can't hold it up that time. Blanc across to battle with Vasquez. Fetzer commits the foul on Givens. Immediately takes a beating after coming back into the game. He's looked sharp. Still yet to record any goal or assist this season with his new team. But he's certainly shown promising signs, and it looks like he's got the trust of the coaching staff as well, which is always important. So Blanc and Rule, the two center backs, as Baker's come off here. Coyle, with time on the ball, he lays it off for Blanc. Pressure applied by Vasquez. Fetzer, the ball in behind for McHale. He's able to keep it in play. It's whipped in now towards the top of the box for Kane. Three defenders converge around him as he turns away now and thinks about firing the shot on his left foot. Simon just keeps possession with Eubank on the far side. Concordia players stay down here as Trinity plays on with Eubank on the left. Simon swings a dangerous ball in for Naylor Gress. Another chance for the native of London, England to seal this game as the two seniors coming off the bench here in the second half combine.
22, Jacob Galan. For Concordia, number 11, Christian Maria.
So get a good look at the cross and the chance. Naylor Gress finding really good spots. That's two chances already for him in limited time here. And that's half the battle when it comes to scoring goals. Michael Meese has managed to nail both, being in the right spot and finishing. Now, 7 times this season, he's got 2 goals today, including the winner, the Trinity third, added by Michael Somerville late in the first half off a corner. Simon regains possession, and Rule drops it off for Blanc. Concordia still making life difficult for Trinity as Golan able to track down the ball that was behind him. He's back in the game for Steinerson. He's got it back here from Naylor Gress. Givens inside for Molina. Hernandez heads it onto the chest of Golan. Exchange here with Naylor Gress and Golan once again down the right. Good back heel there for the senior midfielder, and the impressive cameo continues. Kane looking to get on the end of a searching ball in behind from Simon. At some point, I do have to tell you, just for a disclaimer of bias, Chris Naylor Gress is my roommate, but he's playing well, and I'm excited about that. Hunter Kane loses out that time on the far side. JC Rule able to clean it up. He'll go back for Blanc, put under pressure again by Vasquez. He might regret a couple misses he's had. Saw a shot cleared off the line here in the second half. That could have started the Concordia resurgence 10 minutes or so earlier than Polk was able to do. Givens for Vasquez, gets it back now. Theo Givens, space at the top of the box. And he doesn't get much behind the shot. And his search for the first goal in Concordia colors continues. Looks like Meese might get 5 or so minutes to try and find that third goal and complete his first ever Trinity hat trick. He's set to come back in. Fetzer's looked assured in possession and, of course, also had a shot cleared off the line. Just denied a first collegiate goal by Rafael Ocana. So we got to look at the given shot there. I think the striker department, for the first time in a few seasons, is pretty set for Trinity. Between Mike and Mike, Meese and Somerville, and Fetzer continuing to impress when he's been given opportunities. A position that's really been up for grabs at times over the last 2 seasons now looks locked down. And here's a chance for Fetzer. It's good pace again shown by Il Sanchez. Not the first time he's come across to deal with the Trinity threat. Molina past a couple of Trinity Tigers. Got space now down the left. Holding off McHale. All the way back for Zach Cusack. Cusack again that time. Heavy fatigue setting in. He's underhit the crossfield ball. Fetzer wanted one in behind from Eubank, who's taking it himself now down the left wing. It's that full gallop here, Jack Eubank. Kane. Overzealous there going into the goalkeeper. The ball may have been there to be won, but he was late to it. And not for the first time in his young college career. Kane goes into the book. I see he got a foot on the ball, but really wasn't much need. And he'll be replaced here by Meese, whether that was the intended substitution or not. Looks like Fetzer will shift out to the left wing. So 4 minutes for Meese. Can he find the hat trick? Continue to add to his early season heroics with an 8th goal in Trinity colors. May not be the primary objective. Coach McGinley would just like to see this game out as is. The 4th goal will never hurt. As Coyle goes forward for Fetzer. Keeps possession, going back to Rule. All the way back to Willman, who's denied a second straight clean sheet in the Trinity net. On a header he really couldn't do anything about. Hence the current discourse in the soccer world about whether clean sheets is even a good metric by which to measure the goalkeeper. It's more of a team statistic. Trinity as a team, excellent defensively on Friday. Strong again today, although in the second half they've had their moments. As Naylor Gress won it back but couldn't connect with Fetzer. Flag goes up against Molina. Clock has stopped as Rule in no hurry to go find the ball. He's had a lot of work to do, particularly here in the second half. Kept this game from getting any more interesting than it already is with that block off the line. A couple other good blocks as well. Back on the ball here, lifts it forward for Meese. Able to make it stick. Last off the foot of Eubank. It's given back to the Tornadoes. Touch off the foot of Galan, and now Givens. With the ball on his left foot, the opportunity arose, but Blanca crossed the block. Another miscue at the back that time from the Trinity captain. Now under 2 minutes to go. Trinity happy just to keep the ball and avoid any more antics from themselves or from the visitors. As it stands, they'll move to 6-0. Just one game scheduled next Friday, as Colorado College will come to town for a non-conference matchup. Two of the top teams in the SCAC right now, with CC at 5-1. Pair of victories at home over conference opponents this weekend. 5-0 against Austin College and 3-1 against UD. This ball swung into the box. Behind Fetzer, who tracks it down as we approach a minute to play. Good back heel. Creates the space for Eubank. Swung in for Meese. And there was the chance. It's held by the goalkeeper as Meese didn't get his head to it. I think it came off his shoulder. And you see he's devastated. He couldn't find that third goal, complete his hat trick. To finish that thought, the other teams currently at the top of the SCAC behind Trinity, University of St. Thomas, who are 4-1, Southwestern, who are 4-1-1, and Centenary, who are 3-1-1, playing against UTD tonight. The chance to move even with Southwestern. Chance for Concordia to maybe add a second, but Blanc's across to deal with it. And we're under 30 seconds to play here in San Antonio. Coyle launches it down the field, and looks like the result will be settled. Trinity will move to 6-0. There's that last chance for Meese, who finally looked human in front of goal, making a mistake there on the cross.
6, 5, 4.
And Concordia will get a chance with 3 seconds on the clock to take a direct shot and have the Trinity deficit, or lead, excuse me. Of course, there won't be time for the result to change as players on both sides start to gather their things.
3 seconds on the clock.
This will be a chance maybe for one of the Tornadoes to add to their end-of-season highlight reel. Career statistics. Looks like Hernandez and Givens, the two candidates. With 3 seconds, you would imagine it would have to be a shot towards goal, although something quick flicked on could also work. But next weekend, it'll be a battle between Colorado College and Trinity to lead the SCAC going into conference play, as Willman gets one more save by his name, and Trinity get another one in the win column. We're going to look back quickly at the goals. A terrific effort from Michael Meese to open the scoring off the inside of the post, and the second one from much closer range. The third one from even closer as Somerville beat Islam and Kane to the ball, getting his third goal of the season in defeat. A great header for Xavier Polk. And that's how it ends, 3-1. We look forward to some more Trinity men's soccer next Friday, and we hope you'll join us then. For now, my name is Ryan Figert. It's been a pleasure to describe the action for 2 more Trinity wins this weekend. Tigers are undefeated, 6-0. We move.